Good afternoon. I'll get right to the point. My name is Louise Wilson. I'm mayor of Montgomery Township in Somerset County, a suburban town of approximately 23,000 people. We'll know better at the end of next year, I guess, after the census. Here in New Jersey, we face a crisis of monstrous proportion that was created in Trenton by legislators and governors of both parties over many years, and that an infusion of federal stimulus money will not begin to address. I'm here today because people in my township and in most of the rest of the state are staggering under the burden of property taxes. The situation gets worse every year as state aid shrinks and state mandates expand, and I believe that neither of the major party candidates can or will fix it. Neither of the major party candidates is talking about New Jersey's crushing and regressive system of taxation or about what kind of reform is needed. Candidate Christie's answer is more rebates, which would only dig New Jersey further into its hole. Neither of the other candidates seems to recognize the degree to which state agencies and offices work at cross purposes, creating paralysis and ever-changing rules and requirements that drive up local property taxes. New Jersey has a staggering backlog of road and bridge and transit projects that are critical to our ability to attract good jobs and businesses and become prosperous again. But we have no means by which to fund those projects. We fall into dead last among the 50 states in support for higher education, which for many decades contributed greatly to New Jersey's economic vigor and sustained the state's reputation for innovation. As the state mostly abandoned its commitment to higher education, we've lost tens of thousands of good jobs. Ethics laws that should apply across the board at the state, local, and county levels remain riddled with loopholes. New Jersey has a state development and redevelopment plan that integrates and advances economic, environmental, and social objectives, including affordable housing. Yet this visionary plan, a clear and invaluable guide to where and how New Jersey should grow, is virtually ignored. I know Chris Daggett will have more to say about that a little bit later. We have an unfunded pension liability that exceeds $60 billion. Do I have that right? 60 billion.
30 on pensions. 30 on pensions.
30 on pensions. 60, okay, overall.
Not 90 overall.
Giant, thank you. This is something I meant to to get completely clear on before we started. But these are overwhelmingly high numbers. And we have virtually no ability to invest in our future because of the financial hole we're in is so deep. These various problems, I know I've seen all over the map, are connected in that they're all symptomatic of a chronic, insidious dysfunction in Trenton. This dysfunction and its direct impact on property taxes and the failures of leadership by both parties are the scandal that the other candidates are not paying any attention to. Well, Chris Daggett is paying attention. He's speaking plainly and truthfully about what's at stake in New Jersey and what needs to be done. The people of New Jersey are dissatisfied with the status quo. Voters who identify themselves as independent may be leaning to the Republican candidate because they think, well, things can't get any worse. Wrong. New Jersey must not put itself into the hands of a Republican governor who turns to Karl Rove for advice, who opposes women's reproductive rights, and whose record of consensus building is limited to cutting sweet deals, a whole lot of them, to benefit friends and relatives and campaign donors. Chris Christie is now trying to cast himself as an independent. Baloney. There is one independent in this race, and his name is Chris Daggett. I support Daggett because I strongly believe he's the best person, the right person to serve as governor of New Jersey in these very challenging times. He's one of the smartest people I know. Better yet, he has the experience and the temperament and the skills we must have in our governor to meet the tremendous challenges we face in this great state. Chris Daggett listens to people, he understands government and business, and he is a bulldog when it comes to getting things done. He has a distinguished record of service. He's a skillful problem solver, a consensus builder, a leader. A lot of people have said to me, Chris Daggett is a great talent and would make a great governor, but he can't get elected. The fact is, Chris Daggett can win, and he will win if he gets the most votes. New Jersey is such a deep well of talent. We have the brain trust, the resourcefulness, the fortitude, the guts to work our way back to prosperity. It'll be a heavy lift and will take courage, political will, and strong medicine to succeed. Tax reform, pension system reform, regulatory reform, ethics reform. These things are not rocket science. Actually, they're hard. But we can do them, and we must. The first task is to elect a governor who is independent thinking, independent of party pressures and special interests, whose money and agendas subvert responsible decision-making and common sense. If registered voters who are sick and tired of the status quo in Trenton actually go to the polls and vote for Chris Daggett, he will be our next governor. I think the people of New Jersey are smart enough to get that and fed up enough to make it happen. Chris Daggett has my unqualified support, and on November 3rd, he will have my vote. Give him your vote too. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Louise.
Thanks for running.
Pleasure. Thank you.